But hi, welcome everyone to Interstage Right
March Madness Meter Style. Third time's a charm.
My name is Al, joined by the ever lovely, talented, popular, and
Popular. Not on the list because we can't get the rights.
And to the left of me, Iva.
Hi everyone. Thank you for coming. Welcome, welcome. Those in quarantine, those out of quarantine, saving us, the rest of us. We appreciate you guys being here for us.
Absolutely, and we're here to bring you the results of what you voted on for the shows that you liked on our bracket.
In our round two
Round
of
two
our
March
Madness.
Madness. Yeah, so it was the Sweet 16.
Yes, it was.
And a Sweet 16 it was.
Indeed.
Indeed. Indeed. So moving on to
Bum, bum, bum.
the full bracket. So this is what we've been seeing, and we had some very interesting matchups. Everything from the Lion and the Witch of the Wardrobe taking on Gulliver's Travels, all the way to Oklahoma taking on the Addams Family, and then the matchup that everyone is curious about, the Cinderella story, Noises Off, who had knocked off our first round.
Somebody.
Glengarry.
Oh yes, Glengarry Ross.
Glenn Ross, and now they're taking on the importance of being in earnest. This is likely to be the story of the bracket.
You think? I'm still a little upset that my show got kicked off already, but that's okay.
Goodness.
That's okay.
Still talking about it.
I'm almost over it.
2 weeks. Still talking about it.
It's a good show.
So let's, without further ado, let's get right into taking a look at our first bracket.
Fantasy and adventure.
Fantasy and adventure, or fantasy/adventure. And our first matchup in that area is the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe taking on Gulliver's Travels.
Yes, a lot of fans of Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Gulliver's Travels. People loved the movie that was out a few years ago. Yeah, Jack Black.
Really?
It was more than a few years ago.
We gotta watch that.
But yes,
We
don't get out much.
Right.
But-
Nobody gets out much.
Oh, well, yeah.
So,
Alas, Gulliver, his travels.
You like my sound effect?
Oh, your cat sound effect?
Oh, no, I have another sound effect. You
Oh.
didn't hear the sound effect?
I did not.
Yeah, you will.
Okay. We'll edit that in post.
Yes. Gulliver's Travels loses to the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, 70-30. It was a pretty good win there by
A big win.
the Lion, the Witch, and the
Yeah,
Wardrobe.
they kind of stomped Oliver, which is why he's now a skeleton.
And Gulliver too.
Say.
Oliver.
That was the twist you didn't see coming.
Oh!
Theater jokes.
Okay, so moving on to the next matchup, where we're taking the Sorcerer's Apprentice taking on Oz.
Oz. Dun dun dun.
That wasn't the sound effect. Here it is.
There's no place like home.
Brilliant.
Thank you. I thought you might like that.
Love a good sound guy.
There you go. And winning this one out is Oz.
Oz. Yeah? Where's your apprentice now?
The Sorcerer's Apprentice lost to Oz. Oz winning by a margin of 63-37. Okay.
Again, pretty good stomp.
Finish him.
Swish.
Swish. So that, I have to figure out how to add video effects too. So that takes us to the end of our fantasy adventure. Much shorter this video this time around because we have it's only the Sweet 16.
Yes.
So moving us on to...
So you have to watch us a little less. Lucky you.
Moving us on to our next bracket.
Dun dun dun.
Drama. You love that sound effect. Drama. So our first matchup in the drama category, placing...
Death of a Salesman against To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yes, she can read the screen better than I can read my paper. And the winner of this one, or I guess I should say the loser of this one, was...
Ah! Sorry, that's just what SpongeBob's doing after he saw Death of a Salesman.
Are you ready, kids?
Okay, and because the salesman died by a count of 64 for Mockingbird, 36 for Death of a Salesman. So, will Mockingbird, To Kill a Mockingbird, moving on to the next round.
Killed it.
Indeed. Killing a Mockingbird versus Killing a Salesman. People want to see birds die more. So moving on to the next matchup with Arsenic and Old Lace and the Outsiders.
Versus the Outsiders.
And...
Dun dun dun.
You can keep doing that, huh?
I don't know. You're probably going to replace it with a sound effect anyway in post.
Well, no, I can't replace your voice. Anyways, Arsenic and Old Lace
Nothing can replace my voice.
Can you really explain this one to me? Because when you showed this to me, I had no idea really what.
It's because you don't know Arsenic in Old Place, which is why it's in the drama column instead of the comedy column.
And why it's out of here. Because not enough people knew it, or they just like The Outsiders better.
I think that's probably the thing, is that the people that voted this time like The Outsiders, wanted to see The Outsiders. And I don't know if it's necessarily a like more or less. Sometimes it's what they would be intrigued to see, because they haven't seen maybe The Outsiders on stage, and so maybe they you know, were like, oh, hey, that's intriguing to see it. Because Arsenic in Old Place is a funny show. It's pretty popular, so yeah. But
Can't hold
to
a
see The
candle
Outsiders.
to burning down a barn. Or
right,
a
and
house.
some good
Pulling
old
kids out of
fashioned
it.
knife, you know, rival gangs, knife fights.
Greaser, Socias, Pony
Right.
Boy.
Yeah. Staying golden.
Hey, Stiggle.
Okay, so I think we're at the halfway point, yes?
What gave it away?
I know, right? The big old circle here in the middle for the second time. I'm learning. So we are going to throw it to our own personal magic man for a little trick for you all today.
Take it away.
How's it going, everybody? This is Daryl Hafner, proud member of the ESR family, currently coming to you live from my house, because where else would anybody be right now? Just wanted to say I hope everybody's safe, and we're here to support the arts, because unfortunately, at this time, all these viruses and everything is really messing with the arts. So, we work together, we can all keep the arts alive in Port Huron. So if you are capable, I really hope that you can make a donation or buy a gift card, because with the help of all of us, we can help keep the magic of theater alive in Port Huron. So if you can, buy a gift card or make a donation at enterstageright.org. I hope to see you all back at the theater as soon as this whole crisis ends. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Magic Man, for that little ESR taste, plus some of your magic itself. We are getting to the point where we are going to love some funds coming in here soon, so if you have the means to give, that would be great to get some gift certificates for our future shows. Now it's time to do it. That's all on our website, enterstageright.org.
Indeed.
Yes,
We'll throw that up on the screen to go with it.
that would be wonderful.
All right, so moving on to our next region, which is the comedy region. Ha 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 ha. So this region, it's very interesting. I was looking at this. If you look at the shows that are still with us, we've got 5, 6, 7, 8 seed shows, which should tell you one thing, and one thing very adamantly is that the guy that seeded these shows had no idea what he was doing. That's me. However, for fantasy adventure and drama, the top seed shows are still here. The musicals and comedy, they're not. So if you want to work on a show with me, make sure that it's either a fantasy adventure or drama. Otherwise, I have no idea what I'm doing.
But to be fair, I usually direct the fantasy and adventure ones instead of the comedy ones, and you're my tech guy for those, so those are probably what you're more familiar with than the comedies. So I just need to direct more comedies.
You're so nice to me.
But he loves on tech for those adventure ones, so, you know, and the fantasy ones. So.
All right, so moving on to our first matchup.
Matchup?
Not matchup. First matchup. Pitting Noises Off against the importance of being earnest. Earnestly. And
yes.
Here's the sound effect. Get it? It's silence.
What?
It's
Oh, 'cause it's
noises off, right? And well,
Okay.
silence on the, or maybe it's the cat. I'm not sure.
Yes.
So
the captain wants to really join us tonight.
The captain. So the winner of this one is not the important of being earnest.
Correct. Because what if I told you my name isn't Ernest?
So Noises Off picked this one up 71-29. I think I've been missing the point scores on some of the other ones. If you're curious, look at the bracket. I placed them on the bracket on the website.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna crumble that one up and moving on to our next matchup, which is pitting Life with Mother Superior against
Dun Da-da.
Inspector
Da-da,
Clouseau,
da-da,
King
da-da,
Panther.
I still like my name for that.
I know you do.
He's so
And people
cute.
will be able to see it this week because we hopefully fixed the brightness.
Yes, we
Oh.
messed with the contrast and backlighting of our TV for you.
And the winner of this one is not
Mother Superior.
Mother Superior.
Somebody stepped on a crack.
Yes.
Sorry.
Mother Superior losing to the Pink Panther by a score of Pink Panther 60, Mother Superior 40. 40. So moving on to, I guess that brings us to, that was the end of our comedy
Yes.
bracket.
Up for a little musical.
Up for a musical. Moving on to this last powerhouse. So this is the powerhouse bracket. I mean, if we thought that somebody was going to, if I thought somebody was going to the whole thing, it was going to be out of this bracket, and it's not going to be
But
something.
maybe
rotten.
he's wrong.
Yeah.
No, it's not something
No,
wrong.
it's not something rotten. Okay, moving on to our first matchup: The Sound of Music versus Grease. We have a lot of Grease. We have Greasers in the drama category and Grease in this category. However,
Looks like Dawn took it away.
oh, a little surfactant humor there. Nice, I like it.
Here's my chemical
All
engineer.
right, Sound of Music taking out Grease from with a score of 65 to 35.
And this is the moment you realize that Chucky's first victim was Marty from Grease.
And yes, okay. And moving on to
Add some sort of sound effect in there, it'll be great.
okay.
That joke would
I
kill
think I already
in
did.
post.
I already added one.
There you go.
So moving on to our last matchup where Oklahoma takes on the Addams Family. You're not gonna do it twice? There
It's
we go.
delayed. It's like a real slow motion Addams Family. Don't let.
Drama. Okay. And the
musical.
winner is not
Oklahoma.
okay. Yeah, so, and this was by far the largest margin we've had. The Addams Family, number 7 seed, taking out the number 5 seed Oklahoma by a score of 85 to 15.
There you go.
Just stomping all over their wheelness.
That's. I think.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think that's fine.
So we're.
Keep it up.
That's very good. So those are our matchups. Those are the folks that won.
Yes.
And those are the winners and the losers. So you'll see our bracket that'll be up on the website. Here, it's probably up there.
Round 3 has already been up. People have been voting for a couple of days. We're just really slow on this video, so we apologize. Just because we're quarantined, we still have a ton of things to do to keep the theater going, to keep work going. He's working from home. I'm working theater from home, so it's taken us a few extra days always to get this up. So.
But it should be extremely intriguing to see how this pans out. We're starting to get into some really neat matchups now. We've got the number 1 and number 2 seed in the fantasy adventure, Oz going against Lion, the Wizard, Wardrobe. That will be intriguing to see. The number 1 versus number 2 seed also in the drama, To Kill a Mockingbird taking on the Outsiders. Better vote, Jenny. And then
all ELA teachers, go ahead and vote. Make sure you vote because we're talking about schools and everything for the Outsiders.
And on the comedy region, we have the absolute bottom part of the bracket, which shows, again, how much I know about seating, with the Pink Panther and Noises Off. And then in our musical, The Sound of Music, my personal favorite, taking on
Addams Family. How can Sound of Music beat Addams Family?
That is going to be a very intriguing matchup. That, to me, that is the toughest game of the night because The Sound of Music is probably underestimating how much hair the Addams Family has. So we'll have to see how that works out on the courts. So from Ivan, myself, Al, and all of us here at Enter Stage Right, be safe, stay home if you can. If you can't, thank you very much for keeping the world open. And
we will we'll extend the deadline again for round 2 again just because of our schedules being crazy. So we'll extend that for you so it won't close out tomorrow or whatever it's supposed to close out. We'll give you a few more days on there, so we'll put that on the website.
all right, thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.